All right, I think I am live on my YouTube channel. This is the first time that I've been live on my YouTube channel as a physician in a while. Most, oh, and I'm hearing a back, hold up, let's see, hold up. I'm hearing reverb. I'm just going to mute myself so that you can't hear me or I can't hear myself. All right. So we're going to try this. I don't know if anyone will see this, but I'm going to try to start doing more live broadcasts here on my YouTube channel. I realized that a lot of my 330,000 subscribers originally subscribed to this channel because it had good dance fitness content. And while I still love dance fitness and I still dance on my own, I am in a different stage in my life and I'm trying to help people become their healthiest and happiest. And so for those of you that don't follow me on my Instagram or Facebook page, Dr. Lauren FITz. I am a medical doctor. Here is my medical license. I got my medical degree, University of Texas back in 2005. I practice functional medicine here in St. Charles, Illinois at my own practice called Larimar Med. And I really just want to start using this channel as an access to information that will help empower people to become their healthiest and happiest, because I believe that you cannot live your happiest life if you don't have your health. And there's so many things that you can do to take back your health. So I'm going to start doing these videos. Hopefully they'll be of value to you. Hopefully you can share them with loved ones. Hopefully you can save them and come back and reference them. But today I'm going to talk about 5 things that are affecting your hormones. And while there are so many other things outside of this list of 5 that affect your hormones, these are the top 5 that I see in my practice. And for those of you that don't know, functional medicine is basically the difference between Western medicine, which I used to practice as an anesthesiologist. I was trained in Western medicine, so I understand the positives and downfalls of Western medicine. Western medicine is really good at here's a problem and here's the Band-Aid. Here's your prescription, here's your procedure, here's your surgery, instead of getting to the core problem. And while there will always be people that'll be like, doc, give me the pill instead of giving me the lifestyle changes to make the change, functional medicine goes to the core problem and says, okay, you're having terrible menstrual periods. Well, why? Instead of here's your prescription for your birth control to mask those symptoms, we go to the core problem and fix it at the core problem. But here's the thing, delayed gratification is very real in the functional medicine journey. And one of the top reasons that people come to see me as a functional medicine doctor is they have underlying hormonal imbalances that have not been able to be corrected by Western medicine. And typically they've been failed by Western medicine at least once. Oftentimes it's way more. And there's Jeanette, exactly. I retired, need my health to improve. Absolutely sweet. And I can see commentary on the YouTube channel. So if you guys want to comment or ask me questions, feel free. I don't have my next patient for another 30 minutes. So I don't plan on talking 30 minutes, but I can, I can talk a lot because I do have a lot to say. But ultimately I am here to help give you guys access to things that will ultimately improve your overall health and happiness. So I have the list written down. So the very first thing of the 5 things, the most common things that are affecting your hormones is stress. And I listed stress as number 1 because there is this phenomenon called cortisol steal. So think about cortisol, which is the main stress hormone that your adrenal glands produce when you are stressed. Think of it as a thief, okay? When we were in med school, learning the hormone cascade, every single hormone that's made in your body starts from a cholesterol molecule. And then downstream from that cholesterol molecule is the cortisol hormone. And then downstream from that cortisol hormone are a lot of our other hormones like testosterone, estrogens, progesterones, those kind of things. And when our body is highly stressed, it preferentially makes cortisol. And so when you are constantly needing to make cortisol, it's literally stealing from all of these downstream hormones that are basically taken in the shorts. And so this is why you cannot have balanced hormones if you're constantly in the stressed state. The stress state is what oftentimes you hear of as the fight or flight. versus the rest and digest. So that's the sympathetic nervous system versus the parasympathetic nervous system. And our bodies were not created to live in this fight or flight system. We were actually created to live in the parasympathetic system, which is the rest and digest. And then if a tiger is chasing us, then, oh goodness, here's our stress hormones, the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, so that we can get away from that tiger and survive on for the next day, right? So now that we live in 2022, we constantly have stressors. And here's the thing, our body doesn't know the difference between the notifications, like you guys that have notifications for all your social media and whatnot. I don't know how, in your emails and whatnot, I don't know how you live, because you're constantly giving your body the hit of stress. Our bodies were not meant to live in that stressed state. And so what can we do? In functional medicine, we focus on all of the things that we can control. 90% of the factors that determine your health and happiness are factors that you can control. So we're not going to focus on the 10% that you can't, but focus on the 90% that you actually do have control over. So I can't control that, if there's I can't control anyone else. I can control me. So common stress tactics that I use that are free with people. I teach people the fact that breathing techniques are awesome, like box breathing. Box breathing is you inhale for 4 seconds, hold the inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold the exhale for 4 seconds. And what that does, it literally gives your body signal, take you out of that sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic, out of fight or flight into the rest and digest. Doing things like getting outside, getting exposed to sunlight, going for a walk, doing a daily meditation practice. You guys, I don't care what you believe in your religious faith. Meditation is good for every single person. You can go to PubMed and type in the word meditation and see thousands upon thousands of research articles and studies that have shown that meditation is good for everyone. And if you don't know where to start with the app called Calm. It's a great app, 10-minute a day guided meditation that's different. Her voice is not annoying. That's always where I tell people to start with meditation, right? So meditation, prayer, you guys, get out and be social. Don't have your whole life on your phone or in front of a computer or in front of a TV. Humans were created to be social and connected with other humans. So all of these things help combat stress. So focus on the things that you can control about stress in your life. And if you have, if you live in chaos, like if your room is cluttered, your office is cluttered, like that adds stress too. So take responsibility of the things that you can control. So going back to the 5 things that affect your hormones the most. So number 1 is stress, but a close second is food. And those of you that follow me on Instagram, that's where I do most of my teaching, but I'm going to try and be more proactive here on my YouTube channel and on Facebook as well, because I've got a lot of information that is in my brain that can help you guys out to live your healthiest and happiest life. But a close second is food. And those of you that follow me closely on all my platforms know that I'm a huge believer in food is medicine. And we're not taught this. We're in fact taught that all of the fake food that's made in these big warehouses of, fake food companies is better for us. And how dare us think that we can do it better than how God designed it. God designed our body to eat animals from land, fish from water, and then plants when they're in season, right? And so we got to get back to feeding our body the way God created the human body to be fed and nurtured. And food is everything. So I will be the first to tell you, I'm not perfect. I follow the principles that I preach and tell my patients 90 to 95% of the time. And when I get off of that 90 to 95% of the time, I feel it in my body. So am I 100% sugar-free, 100% seed oil free? No, absolutely not. But I'm pretty close. 90 to 95% of the time I fill my body with food that is has no artificial ingredients, no ingredients that I can't pronounce, no additives or preservatives, colors, artificial flavorings, or even natural flavorings. And when I feed my body that way, I my skin looks better, my waistline looks better, my energy looks better, my mood looks better, my sleep looks better, my overall everything looks and feels better. And that's why my goal for every single patient is to help them get optimized, get them to the place that they are their healthiest and happiest. And these 5 things that I'm talking about today, truly, if you get those right, your hormones will start to get back into that balanced state, because so many people are walking around with their hormones just jacked up because they underestimate how powerful these 5 things are. And of course, again, like I said at the beginning, there are other things that affect your hormones, but these are, in my opinion, the top 5 things that affect our hormones the most. The third thing that I listed on my top 5 list is alcohol. And I know some of you are not going to want to hear this. And let me tell you, I'm not anti-alcohol and I'm not anti-caffeine, but I actually make all of my patients do a 4-week caffeine and alcohol holiday. And I put alcohol and caffeine into the same category because a lot of patients, specifically women, don't realize how much caffeine and alcohol are actually affecting their own sex hormones. And so I make everyone do a 4-week caffeine and alcohol holiday just to kind of give them a reset. And then I tell them, if you want to add back, coffee in first, because of course, coffee is, a lot of people's number one addiction when it comes to illegal drugs, but caffeine is definitely works in our body like a drug. I will have them add back their 1 cup of coffee, and I'll ask them to just wait and listen to their body to tell them how they feel. A lot of people don't realize that underlying anxiety comes from their caffeine intake, whether it's just 1 cup of coffee or, God forbid, hopefully you're not drinking anything like Red Bull or anything, because that stuff that's a whole nother YouTube channel video. But alcohol, the fact is that if you drink too much alcohol, you get intoxicated because it's a toxin. It's a toxicant that literally our body was not designed to drink all day, every day, or even on a regular basis. I had one, she used to work here. I'd still adore her. Was working with her on her PMDD, which PMDD is basically like PMS to the 100th degree. Like, her hormones literally ruled her life every single month, and worked with her to a place where we got everything under control. And I hadn't asked her how things were going in about 6 months. And I asked her, I was like, so give me an update. She was like, actually, everything has been great up until last month's cycle. And last month's cycle rocked my world. And it was like going back to where I came from. And I'm like, really? What happened? She goes, you're not going to believe it, but I literally, the week before, I had 3 alcoholic beverages. 3. And that was enough to get her hormones out of whack and out of balance. And of course, hormonal havoc can do a whole bunch of bad stuff. So the top 5: stress, food, alcohol. The 4th one is endocrine disruptors. And that anytime I use the word endocrine, it's basically think hormones. So anything that disrupts your hormones. And so there's tons of things that we put in and on our body that disrupt our hormones. But they're literally toxins that we are exposed to on a regular basis. So the top ones that I think of when I think of endocrine disruptors are, toxins like BPSs from plastics, right? This is why I got rid of all my plastic containers, and I literally have all my containers that house liquid or food are glass or steel, bottom line, because I don't want the toxins from these plastics to seep into my food and ultimately seep into my body. Another common endocrine disruptor is Teflon. So all of your nonstick cookware literally needs to be thrown in the garbage. This is why I use cast iron skillet or just, steel it's mostly cast iron that I use. My air fryer is an air fryer by Lewis Sterling that has no Teflon. It's basically toxin free. A lot of the air fryers out there are lined with the Teflon, which I believe that there was a new research article that literally 100% said this leads to cancer. So if you've heard this now and you're still cooking with that kind of cookware, you are actively choosing to cook with something that causes cancer. bottom line. A few other endocrine disruptors that I think about are perfumes. Hello, Denise R. How's it going? And Kimberly Pascal. Yes, I'm back. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been here on YouTube. That being said, perfumes, skincare, hair care, so many of those are full of toxic ingredients that disrupt your hormones. Europe and other countries outside of the United States, they have definitely more strict laws on what ingredients can and cannot be put in, because they know and acknowledge the fact that these disrupt humans' hormones. But here in the United States, it's a whole different, and don't get me wrong, I'm a patriot. I love, love, love my country, but there's a lot of things that are lacking. So back to the top 5 things that are affecting your hormones. We have stress and food. That's literally a close second, but I feel like they should be tied for first because they're both very important. And then we have alcohol, and then we have endocrine disruptors. And then the last one, but definitely not least, is sleep. And I feel like sleep should be tied to stress, because if you're too stressed, you're not sleeping well enough. If you're not sleeping well, it stresses you out. So it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? But here's the thing. Sleep is so important. Sleep was designed, God created sleep so that it can be our time that we repair everything that needs to be repaired. And if you are not getting adequate sleep and quality sleep, you are not giving your body the time and basically what it needs to repair all systems that need to be repaired. We were designed to wake up with the sun, go to sleep when the sun goes down, and sleep while the sun is down, so that our body can get restored and rejuvenated and all of the things that sleep is supposed to do. A good book that I like to recommend to people that struggle with sleep, that give, I believe it's 21 different techniques that you can do, or things that you can address on your own to help improve your sleep. It's called Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson. He has one of the most popular health podcasts, and it's been one of the most popular for years now. It's called The Model Health Show. Highly recommend it. Ton of free information. His voice is super smooth. He's a good person in real life. I've met him a few times. I have nothing but good things to say about him. But his book that came out about 5 or 6 years ago called Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson. Highly recommend that. But it talks about the fact that ultimately there's so many things that we are doing, the average person in 2022 is doing, that will completely set you up to have poor sleep. So a lot of you are not going to like it, but the fact, if you're in front of your phone or computer or TV before you go to sleep, you're giving your body mixed signals that it's not time to go to bed, right? If you're drinking caffeine, but you're not metabolizing the caffeine, that caffeine is still in your system and it's disrupting your sleep. If you have blood glucose all over the place, that could be a reason why you're waking up in the middle of the night. There's a ton of different reasons why people are not getting good quality sleep. I track my sleep. I started tracking my sleep with my iWatch with an app called Auto Sleep. And then I changed to an Oura Ring. My Oura Ring is being charged right now, but I use the Oura Ring now to monitor my sleep. But the fact is, if you're not getting good sleep, you are definitely disrupting your hormones in a massive way. So to recap those 5 things, the first thing that is affecting your sleep is stress. The second thing that you're doing that is affecting your sleep is eating food that's not real. Remember, food is medicine. So the closer you can get to having foods that you can read all the ingredients and know what they are and pronounce all of them, the better you're going to be. The third is alcohol. The fourth is endocrine disruptors like BPA, like plastics that secrete BPA, Teflon, nonstick pans, perfumes, skincare, hair care. And then the fifth is sleep. So hopefully this will help you. And then Kimberly said, off top, before you go offline, will you be making any new Club FITz videos, any training opportunities near Nashville? No, here's the thing. And thank you for asking that, Kimberly. I still dance and do all of my old stuff on my own, just because dance fulfills me in a way that nothing else does. But that, I believe that part of my life was a stepping stone to get me to the place that I am right now. Will I ever teach again? I don't know. I enjoy teaching, but it's right now, it doesn't really fit into the place that I'm at in life. And so every now and then I will do some choreography just because the creative side of me likes to do that. But there are so many great dance fitness places, like my friend Tansy, Turn Up Tansy. She's got an instructor training system. She just had her, I think, third conference. She's got great choreography. She's got a member website that is just for members, but that Caleb Marshall, the fitness Marshall, I know he's got great content. I've never been a huge fan of Zumba, to be real honest. But Zumba is still out there. A lot of people are still doing Zumba. So, there's a lot of great content, and I know it's not Club Fitz, and I know some of you are hardcore Club Fitzers, and that I'm humbled by that all the time. But I don't think that there's going to be, I think that was a chapter of my life that I'm grateful for, but got me to this place right now. And I'm really living in my purpose right now. So thank you for that question. So that being said, again, like I started this video out, I'm going to try and be more active and help give content that is usable here on my YouTube channel. So I understand those of you that subscribe just for the dance fitness, you might not want to follow me. And every now and then I'll put dance fitness on here, but this will definitely not be my main content anymore on this channel. So you will always be the best. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. I'm completely humbled by that. I appreciate that. So I hope you all have a beautiful Transformation Tuesday. And remember, you get one life, you don't get dress rehearsal for it. And the quality of life, so many of the factors are in your hands that you can control. So stop focusing on the things that happen to you that you can't control, you can't change, and focus on the things that you can control, because only you can make those changes. And ultimately, this life was meant to be a beautiful life. It wasn't meant to be without pain or struggle, but nothing good in life comes easily. And I promise you, when your health is optimized, it's the best thing ever. Those of you that have never tasted that, I promise you, once you taste it, there's no going back. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jeanette. I appreciate y'all so much for supporting me through all of these years. And yeah, but if you guys don't follow me on Instagram and Facebook, make sure you follow me there too, because I do a lot of stories. So anyway, happy Tuesday. See y'all later. Bye.